It's a Friday night in late August, and that means one thing: high school football. Tonight we've got what should be a great one. Mount Vernon looking to bounce back from a Week 1 loss, and the visiting Franklin Grizzly Cubs, fresh off a dominant win in the season opener. Hello and welcome to Hancock Health Stadium in the beautiful Fortville, Indiana. I'm Nathaniel Finch with the coach, Keith Myers. Tonight's game is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955. With 5 central Indiana locations, Reynolds meets all your equipment, parts, and service needs. By Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. By Burtner Electric, spark with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. By Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893, thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. By the Morales Group Staffing, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. By LifeWise Academy, bringing Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more, lifewise.org. And finally, by LiUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. Now, before we get into this matchup, let's step aside for the national anthem. It's Mount Vernon hosting Franklin on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Nathaniel Finch, Keith Myers from Fortville, ready to watch 2 teams still trying to figure out their identity. Both Mount Vernon and Franklin lost their top rushers and receivers from a year ago, Coach, but both returned their starting quarterback. And in high school football, sometimes that is all you need.
Yeah, I think so. I think the interesting thing is what kind of game are we expecting? Are we going to throw the ball and run, or are we going to run the ball and run the clock out? Both teams can pass. Both teams can pretty run. You had one team who struggled a little bit offensively last week in Mount Vernon, scored 21-6, scored late. Franklin just dominated from the start of the game to the finish of the game and their win. So, very good rivalry a little bit as well. Next week conference season starts. So you got to get, if you're Mount Vernon, you've really got to get off to a quick start. Let the home team really bring you some home crowd, bring you some good home cooking.
Let's talk about those games last week a little bit. For Mount Vernon, you mentioned it, 21-6. They fell here at home against Noblesville and just simply outmanned. Noblesville, obviously a bit bigger of a school. They've got some bigger bodies there and held to just 30 rushing yards. So it's a team that loves to run the ball. They couldn't do it against Noblesville.
Well, you look at a 6A team too. You got Noblesville 6A. You're a 4A school. You got young kids playing. You got some kids that are not even on the roster yet that's hurt. So, you look at the conference. Coach Leidy probably looking at this conference schedule is probably what he really wants to do is get all these kids healthy and then get going.
So I think despite the loss, he's probably telling his team, well, we can't really take too much away from that game, playing a tough team. That's kind of the same thing with Franklin. 38-0, blew out Southport, who again is a 6A team, but one that is not really that good right now. So you blow them out, you show everything you need to show to win 38-0, but I don't know if that's the litmus test that this team wants to see.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, you win 38-0. You put 38 points on the board. You did something right. So, a lot of people, and we talked about this last night on the coaches show. You put 38 points on the board, and you could have probably had 46, but you took the gas off the pedal. So be very interesting what happens tonight.
Let's take a look at the Piper Logistics players to watch. Let's start with Mount Vernon, the home team. We talked a little bit about the quarterback there in Mason Meyer. Came back after throwing for over 1,500 total yards last year, 18 total touchdowns. He's now a junior, and he's got a completely new offense around him. So many lost to graduation.
One of the things about Mason is he's a little short, so the front line might be a little dangerous for him. But the thing is, if he brings it down and he takes off running, he's pretty quick.
16 carries a week ago, so he certainly does like to be that dual threat guy. And again, it's a team that last week only ran for 30 rushing yards. I think that Coach Leidy's going to make sure that does not happen 2 weeks in a row. So he's got some new weapons to throw to. We'll talk about them a little bit more in depth as the game goes on, but certainly going to be keeping an eye on their running back in Evan Prevet. He's going to be one of the players to watch today. 6 carries last week. He would have liked more work, but you get down on the scoreboard early, and it was just tough to get the run game going against Noblesville. As far as Franklin, some of the Piper Logistics players to watch. Grayson Betts, the quarterback, we talked about him. The talented pitcher on the semi-state qualifying baseball team as well, but he can do it all. He had 3 touchdowns last week. He can also run the ball with the best of them.
Yeah, you got Betts, and then you got Wirtz, the wide receiver, very good basketball player during the winter. But during football, all he does is catch touchdowns. Caught his first touchdown against Southport, and then they didn't throw it to him anymore. So I don't know what happened to that, but very interesting. You look at that defensively. I think really. This should be a battle because both of these defenses can play.
And there's one player in particular on this Grizzly Cup defense we are going to be talking about all game long. He's a guy you will see playing on Saturdays in Bloomington next year. The IU commit, Blake Smythe. He's a defensive tackle, 300 pounds. You're going to see him. It will certainly be easy to see him out there on the field. In fact, number 5 right there in the middle of your screen. He is just a game wrecker. Last week, 3 tackles for loss, had a sack, 10 total tackles to lead the team as a defensive tackle. That doesn't happen very often.
You will see Mount Vernon run away from him wherever he goes, or you'll have 2 guys back onto him.
Those are your Piper Logistics players to watch. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have been trusted partners for inventory management, warehouse, fulfillment, and transportation. Ride with us. Call today, 317-396-1023. It's time, Coach, for you to star here in this pregame show. Let's take a look at this Aspen Creek football keys to the game.
For Franklin, I think really the passing and running games just got to keep moving the chains. When you move the chains, you're also moving the clock. Their tight defense has to force some turnovers, and then you got to score some big-time plays. And in the red zone, clutch late in the game. Fortunately, Franklin will get the ball because Mount Vernon defers, so we'll see Franklin getting the ball the first thing. For Mount Vernon, controlling the tempo, be strong in the running game. Like you said, 30 points last week. You need 30 yards last week. You need about 130 more of that, I think. Win the battle on the offensive line, and then watch number 5. Scout him out wherever he is. You don't want to be. And then capitalize on turnovers, and you need 7s. You don't need 3s. I think the major thing that I'm getting out of here is the weather. 72 degrees.
Oh, man.
Air quality is excellent. Sunset's going to be at 8:19, so we're going to have sunlight for a little bit. And the wind's only at 7 miles an hour. It's perfect.
Absolutely perfect. That's the Coach Keith Myers with your Aspen Creek Grill keys to the game. Why go anywhere else? If you're looking for fresh, amazing food, servers who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. We were there last night.
Yeah, we were there last night, and I'm telling you, shout out to Paige and her staff and the young lady, I forget her name, who won the trivia questions, but she was eating on Laffy Taffy when we were still leaving around 10:15 last night.
That's the Noblesville location. We had our football show there last night. We'll be in Greenwood this upcoming week.
Football
at their
preview
location.
show next week.
That's right.
We'll talk about that at halftime.
As far as this game in front of us at Hancock Health Field, in Fortville. Mount Vernon set to kick this one away. We'll take a look at Chris Call's Franklin Grizzly Cubs first. And away we go. This one deep into the end zone. Nice kick there, and that will be a touchback. Boys certainly wanting to run that one out. Instead, they'll start at the 20.
Next year, if he plays big-time football, he can run that out.
That's Colin Owens, who, boy, had his eyes wide thinking he could have taken that one back. But
to
instead,
the house.
Yeah, we'll take a look at what this offense can look like. Chris Call, in his 9th year with the Grizzly Cubs, mans this squad. It's an offense led by the senior quarterback, Grayson Betts. He's got a junior running back in Corey Tonti. And then his wide receivers, Andrew Wirtz, Braden Bonesteel, Cole Bowker, and Aiden Linton. We're going to keep an eye on those skill position players as we go. Your offensive line for Franklin from left to right: Carson King, Mason Ford, David Gonzalez, Elijah Barnett, and Max Spongeberg. Starting this one from their own 20-yard line. And we'll see what this Grizzly Cub offense can look like. A certainly run-dominant attack, and they'll do so here with the sweep. Bowker taking it about 4 or 5 yards. That's not a bad gain to start this one. And it's Chris Call. He has been at Franklin for the longest time. He was at Tri-West before that as both an assistant coach and the head coach. Actually was on the staff when my old man played as the quarterback, and Call was the quarterback's coach.
Wow.
So he's been in the area for a long time, and he's building a good program
He
here.
loves the community down in Franklin, that's for sure.
Out of the pistol, here's a passing situation. We get that.
Oh, bad
And
tackle.
Linton, look at this move. In fact, that was Corey Tonti with a nice catch and run there. And we'll see a little third down and short to start this one.
Notice Mount Vernon has the little bonnets on their. Some of the players have it on their head. Is that thing heavy? Because it looks heavy. It looks real.
It is supposed to not affect anything. That is the sell of it. It's not supposed to be very heavy. It's supposed to just prevent concussions or at least lower the chance of it. It's not supposed to be too heavy.
I believe you.
It certainly looks like it, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, from up here in the booth, I cannot tell you how heavy those things are. I certainly am not putting them on.
What's funny is Ben Wood is wearing one tonight in the booth with us.
We need it. Third down and 5 here. It's a big situation to start for Betts, and he airs it out and has a guy wide open. Look at that. Cole Bowker with his second catch. He's got some help. Still moving. Bowker, a huge gain on third down, and he gets it to the opposite 20-yard line.
Someone missed a assignment. Watch here. Look, and this is off the back foot, and there's nobody around him 15 yards.
Boy, if he put that one in stride, that would have been a house call. Regardless, a fantastic gain.
Touchdown saving tackle there for number 17.
A 55-yard reception for the junior.
And that was third down and 4.
Big situation. Now Betts out of the pistol. They're going to hand it off here on first down a lot today. You see Tonti now. Tonti going toward the end zone. Looks like he is in, and he is. Corey Tonti gets the scoring going. Just 2 minutes into the game for Franklin.
Wow. Quick plays.
How about that for this Chris Call offense? They can run the ball like they do here.
Nice downfield blocking. Here's the second effort right there. Cross, touchdown.
The 20-yard rushing touchdown for Tonti, his second of the year. And now it's Abram Moore to come out and kick this one. His holder, Drew Wirtz, the long snapper, Austin Green. Everything successful, and Franklin with the early lead just 2 minutes into the game. When we return on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Ben Wood, our director, Justin Griffiths, our camera operator, the coach Keith Myers to my right. I'm Nathaniel Finch, and boy, some fireworks early. A 55-yard bomb, then a 20-yard rushing touchdown. How about this Chris Call offense? Franklin getting it going early. We'll take a look at what Mount Vernon can do here, starting with this kickoff return. It's going to be Mason Meyer.
Maybe to the 24.
Unless they have multiple number 5s. How about your quarterback? Yeah. Running the kickoff return back. You don't see that very often. It shows you how mobile he is, certainly. It's Mason Meyer to lead this offense for the Marauders. The junior was there as a full-time starter a year ago. 1,500 total yards. That's passing and rushing, and 18 total touchdowns. Certainly a decent season for Meyer. He's out there with his new running back, Evan Prevett, the junior, making his first set of starts after they graduated a very good running back and set of receivers last year. Elsewhere on the Vince Leidy-led offense, Mason Anderson and Caleb Ashley on the outside, Crew Hampton and Grady Furness, the slot and tight end receivers. As we start this one, 1st down and 10. Quick handoff for Prevett. He'll only get about a yard on this stout Grizzly Cub defense. The offensive line for the Marauders. From left to right, Alex Robbins, Braden Robinson, Preston Cole, Knox Kalal, and Kyle Astrike. These starting lineups brought to you by Beatty Insurance, a company which understands your industry and what's going on the line for you. Call Lance, 812-522-5640, Beatty Insurance. Your starting lineups.
Hey, Seymour, we'll be down there next week.
2nd down and 9 now after Prevett could only gain a yard. He'll try this one. In a similar situation, a lot of Grizzly Cubs jumping in on that pile. And Prevett just could not find a lot of room. Only 30 total rushing yards a week ago against Noblesville.
Blake on the tackle, the young man number 5, 6'3". How about 298? Tough,
you know, after the team dinner last night, it might be 3 bills. You see him right there, number 5 on the edge, standing up. That is a scary sight if you're the quarterback, Mason Meyer. Who stands out of the gun on a 3rd down and long? And look at that, Smythe with the sack on cue, brings him down.
I mean, he is just quick off the line of scrimmage.
With the help of Adil Toe, how about that? Last year, 5.5 sacks. This is his 2nd one already. Boy,
he just shook off the defender and just moved him out of the way, and then he had help.
Like a rag doll. A 3 and out for Mount Vernon. And on 3rd down, these sacks are crucial. Smythe will be playing for Kurt Signetti and the Hoosiers a year from now, and he shows you why.
Tell you what, Franklin will get good field position here. Oh, he's up. Oh, we got the punt.
How about that? Smythe all over the field. But, boy, a great bounce here. It's going to keep rolling all the way to I-70. My goodness. What could have been a blocked punt, potentially a touchdown, instead flips the field position to the 24. That is incredible.
That's a great play. Punter did not panic. That's a good thing. But I tell you what, Smythe is, I like him. I only seen him play 3 plays.
That's all you need to see to be impressed with this young man. And now we'll see the offense of the Grizzly Cubs come out again. Boy, first time out, only took 4 plays, 80 yards, and a touchdown. They're going to try to add on to this lead early. It only took 2 minutes, too. It did not take long for this offense to march down the field. Here's the quarterback keeper. Betts on the run. He can certainly do that with the best of them as he crosses the 30. A nice gain. It'll set up a second down and medium here. And boy, the 55-yard connection between Betts and Cole Bowker, his slot receiver, came on third down and long. It easily could have been a 3-and-out forced by the Marauders defense, but Franklin found a way with that big-time connection. They'll fake the handoff there to Bowker. Here's another throw, nearly intercepted, then nearly caught by the tight end, Austin Green, but it drops, so we'll see another third down.
Tight end almost had that ball on the bounce. Look at this. This is great defense right there.
Nearly picked off and then nearly caught regardless.
Maybe should have got that ball.
It was Keithan Lasley, the corner, who got his hand in there. 5'8" stands he, so you think if he had a couple extra inches, might have been an easier play to make. Impressive nonetheless.
Cecina and Heritage Christian tied at 7.
Wow. Here's the quarterback keeper again on the fake. Oh, well, how about that tackle?
Did he get it?
It looks like he is right around the line to gain. Betts making his way through the defenders, and it looks like he's going to move the chains. That spot will do so. Goodness, that was certainly a good effort by the defensive line, even better by the quarterback. How about the week that Betts had last week? Didn't have to run the ball because of how successful they were offensively. 10 of 12, over 100 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, which represents a career high for the senior. He had his way against the Cardinal defense. Looking for similar success against the Marauders here, this time on the road. 1st and 10, here's the sweep, and the defense gets there right away. Can Tonti make something happen? And he does. How about that? A gain of about 5.
Boy, I think they got him out wide. It looked like he was going to cut in, and they forced him out, or that would have been to the house.
They end up marking him out about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, so here comes the second down and 8.
He ran 12. Yeah. He only gets 2.
This is the 5th play of the drive, which is already more than the opening drive from the Grizzly Cubs. Second down and long.
False start.
Our first penalty today.
That was the old, I'm going to fake out everybody and see what happens.
Couldn't fake out the official.
How about the shades?
I like that.
Do you?
Yeah,
okay.
They look good. I like it.
Okay, all right.
It's the NFL running back Christian McCaffrey. His father, Ed McCaffrey, always told him growing up, do not squint. He wouldn't let him squint, Keith, because he says when you squint, you are using energy. You don't need to waste energy squinting your eyes through the sun. So the sunglasses, I like that.
My dad told me not to play.
I don't think that's what Ed McCaffrey was telling his freak of nature son. As we've got a nice little out route here, and it's a catch by Andrew Works.
Oh, they're going to call him incomplete.
He steps out of bounds before he can get control. So now a 3rd down and 13. This is a great chance for Mount Vernon. Maybe try to recapture a little momentum.
Are they moving the ball up?
And they're spotting it as if he made the catch.
Did he make the catch?
Yeah, they're going to have to figure this one out. The ball is spotted as if the catch was made out of bounds. We saw one of the officials rule no, it was incomplete. He didn't get a foot in. So they're going to talk this one over and figure it out. A little bit of adversity for our officiating crew early on. We'll make sure they get this call right, though. This one is brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374, representing highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction, the pass incomplete, and metal fabrication across Indiana. Whether it's a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get the job done right the first time. And getting the job done right, this officiating crew, they call incomplete.
Which is great. The VAR judge thought it was a completed pass. The line judge then changed and said it was incomplete. So great officiating right there.
3rd down and 13. It's a big one for the Mount Vernon defense here early on. Betts will look to throw. He cocks his arm, sends it long, and it is a catch over the shoulder. My goodness.
How beautiful is that?
Cole Bowker. You've got to be kidding me. A second big chunk play on 3rd down and long.
Had plenty of time. This is looking into the sun, folks. Great catch. Good field with. Oh, they got a hole.
Coming back. That is huge. It negates the giant gain and will now set up a 3rd down and 15. Depending on where they, I guess we'll see where they spot it. Depends on where the hold occurred. That is huge.
So it's going to be 1st and 20, correct?
It should still be 3rd down here.
Is it 3rd? Okay.
3rd down and 23 instead of 1st down in enemy territory. Well, you probably run the same play here, Keith. Betts drops back with some pressure.
Got time.
He throws it on the run, and it goes over the intended target. Good. Bowker again downfield. He had 3 touchdowns last week. 1 today already, and he was the target there, but the punt team will come out.
Great defense right there. Way to hold them. You could get really good field position here. That would be a great thing for the Marauders.
Well, Betts is your punter, obviously the star quarterback as well, so you always have to keep an eye on any sort of fake because he can do it with the best of them, but 4th down and 23 backed up. You'll see him kick this one away for sure.
I don't think you'll fake it here.
Now, in last night's college football action, of course, the opening games of Week 1, we had in the Boise State game, here's this one, bounces off the turf, and here's the punt. Making the catch, it was certainly a tough one on the run, was Evan Prevett, and now to start in enemy territory from the 48-yard line. So in last night's game, you brought out your backup quarterback and made him look like the punter, ran the fake, and USF goes on to blow out the ranked Boise team. So certainly for Chris Call's team, you don't have to worry about bringing out the backup quarterback to fake a punt. He is just your starter, and he can also kick it as he did there. First time that Franklin had to punt. Now Mount Vernon starts with its best starting field position of the afternoon from the 48-yard line of the Grizzly Cubs. Second chance to look at this Mount Vernon offense after a 3-and-out last time out. The Marauders home for the 2nd week in a row. And here's the quarterback keeper. Tripped up from behind. How about the play there? It was Franklin's Logan Tolhosky. 5 tackles last week.
Boy, you look like he had some green grass in front of him.
And he has the speed. We talked about his ability to run the ball.
He does have the speed.
I mean, he's their kick returner for crying out loud. So instead of what could have been a big gain, it's only 1 yard. We'll see 2nd down and long. Prevett stands in at running back, won't need him. Here's the screen pass. It is dropped. The sun in the eye of the wide receiver, Crew Hampton, who had some green grass on the bubble screen.
I think more importantly, or more than that, I think he sees the ball, he's going to run, and he didn't secure the ball.
We talk about this other game on our IndianaSRN network. How about Cecina, the 16-7 lead over the ranked Heritage Christian squad early in that one?
Squad you think is going to be pretty good at the end of the year.
I think so too, and certainly an interesting play here from Ron Colley. Of course, we've got 3 games on our network. This one, Heritage Christian and Cecina, and then Triton Central Heritage Hills as well. A loaded night for IndianaSRN. Meyer stands in at quarterback and hurriedly claps his hands. The free rusher. He needs to get rid of it. 3 guys in his face. He throws it out of bounds, and the punt team will have to come back out.
No time. They just shot the gap, and off they went.
2 consecutive 3-and-outs for the Marauders. That's not going to pay the bills, Coach.
Nope.
Punt team comes out. It is John Dunk. No, you're right.
It looks like they're going to go for it here.
From midfield, why not? The offense stays out there. 4th down and 9.
Quick punt.
And now this one, how about the bounce? That was a perfectly executed boot inside the 10 for the quarterback. So both QBs today have a nice leg on him. To the 7-yard line. By far the worst starting field position by either team today. Well, the first time we saw Chris Call's offense out there, world beaters. 4 plays and a couple long plays, including that 20-yard touchdown run. But last time out, they had to punt. We'll see which version of the Grizzly Cubs offense we see here. The pistol backed up against their own porch. Here's Tonti, and he is brought down by a couple of big Marauders. Leading the charge there, Alex Robbins, the defensive tackle, and Braden Robinson.
Did a nice job of just looking sealed and was in the backfield, lost a yard, lost 2.
So now Betts will have to have his toes on the goal line.
Yeah, this is a pretty good series, important series for Mount Vernon's defense.
If you can get a nice 3-and-out here.
Got a timeout, Mount Vernon.
We'll take one as well. IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Franklin 7, Mount Vernon 0. And right now it's the offense of the Grizzly Cubs backed up against their own porch. Here's the quarterback keeper. Boy, that could have been dangerous. Instead, into the open field, the big 300-pound defensive tackle, Blake Smythe. And he goes for a big gain of 20 yards.
Okay, watch this replay because I'm telling you, instead of the young man going to go outside, he goes and makes look at this. Here's the catch. Now watch. He goes and finds somebody. Boom!
He could have easily tried to make a cut on the outside. No, he was looking for violence.
I just want to let you know we're playing today.
You think Kurt Cignetti's going to keep an eye on that one?
Oh, my goodness.
His big defensive tackle a year from now. Maybe we can get him in on offense on Saturdays. How about that? Nearly could have been a safety. Now Tonti goes, pulled down from behind. Maybe he'll gain a yard. How fun is it to watch the big man Blake Smythe?
There was a kid at Traders Point, Miles Cox. His dad would say he'd rather hit you than you hit him, and he would hit you hard. As we got a score at the end of the first quarter, Triton Central and Hamilton Heights are scoreless at 7. And we have a late flag.
It looked like it could have been brought down via the horse collar tackle. I don't know if that's what they're going to call here, but you certainly saw an arm reach out and rip him from behind. Although they're certainly looking like they're going to, we'll see where they decide to, see what they decide to do here. Yeah, it's a face mask instead. So we got horse collared and face masked on the same play. That probably was not fun for Corey Tonti.
And that was incidental face mask, so that's only a 5-yard penalty. We need to get rid of that. It's either got 15 or nothing.
This game is brought to you by the Dynamark's Graphics Group. Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for print signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark builds strong relationships through exceptional service. Call today, 317-328-2555. Out of the pistol on second down and short after that penalty. It's the quarterback keeper, but Betts maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Jack Van Vicky on the tackle for the Marauders. Brings it to 2nd and 4. I think you try pass here.
And they will. Here's the pass to the outside, making the catch and moving the chains. It is the wide receiver, Braden Bonesteel, his second catch of the season. The longest tenured wideout on this roster, 3 years. Maybe you should return to the sidelines, Coach.
Nope.
You had a good call there.
I'm done.
First down and 10 now. Play number 6 of this drive. Betts claps his hands, puts it in the gut of Tonti, and here goes he. Lowering his shoulder and gaining a handful of yards. It'll set up second down and medium for the Grizzly Cubs.
Gets 4. I like how the Mount Vernon team is really forcing them to run wide here.
A drive that started at the 7-yard line. Certainly marching down. Here's play number 7. Another handoff. And how about this defensive front? Can he do something with it? There goes Tonti, the running back. Look at that. Could have been a loss of as many as 15 instead.
He got 3 yards.
He'll gain a few, run over a trainer. And yeah, just like that, it'll be third down and short. Look at this.
This is when you drive it, and this is when you go, oh, help me.
And what does he do? He outruns
Look at the quarterback,
defense.
though, downfield. He didn't hit anybody, but, that will look good on film. Coach, did you see my block?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Mason Meyer not only slinging the pill for the Marauders, but he returns kicks and he plays on defense there as well. A tight formation. Might we see a run here on third down and short?
We'll
have to wait.
Mount
We'll find out after this on IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with on-demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Third down and short. Here's the offense. And off like a bottle rocket, the Grizzly Cubs convert. What a play there by the backup running back, the speedy Isaiah Stoltz. And just like that, the offense across midfield for the second time today.
That is the second or third down conversion, correct?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's a 15-yard rush on third down and short. He's going to stay in the game there. We haven't seen Stoltz yet.
Nope.
He had 9 carries last week. We'll see what he can do here, and we'll have a flag.
I think we got a false start here.
The right guard, Elijah Barnett, just jumped a little early. You expect that kind of stuff early in the season.
Oh, no. This is week 2. No.
Got to have it figured out. Is that right?
Exactly right. We'll give you 1 week. But I tell you what, by week 5, you should not have anything. But that's just my old coaching style.
And we have seen a few penalties here by the offense that have costed them 1 drive, nearly another. We'll back them up 5, first down and 15. The handoff. Stoltz off again. He shows his speed, lowering his shoulder and getting nearly all of it. It's a 13-yard gain. He'll be just shy. 9 carries for 61 yards last week. That is great for especially the RB2. And he's already got nearly 30 yards today on his pair of carries.
Last minute of the first quarter.
Franklin looking to extend its lead. Probably have to wait until quarter number 2 to do that. Unless we get a splash play here. We've already seen 2 of those from this offense. Betts, the quarterback, will hand it off. Stoltz this time is wrapped up by a trio of Marauders. First in there, the linebacker, Evan Prevet. Likely one more play here before we switch field position. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. Yeah, they're going to let him run this one out. We will go ahead and step aside as well. Nathaniel Finch, Keith Myers, Franklin with the early lead. It came 2 minutes in. We've seen nothing since. It's IndianaSRN.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Vernon Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Nathaniel Finch and the coach Keith Myers. After 12 minutes, Franklin Community with that 7-0 lead, but it only took them 2 minutes to get on the scoreboard. It's been a fun, cagey defensive affair since then. This one is brought to you by Risk Work. We make people feel safe. We protect your business. You live safe. We've got it covered. Call Risk Work today at 317-379-6755. The offense of the Grizzly Cubs out there in this pistol formation. It is a 3rd down and just a yard as we flip field position. And ready to go, the Grizzly Cubs have picked up a handful of 3rd downs. Can they do it again here? Might we see a quarterback keeper? We will. And there it is. Picking up the 1st down and much more. A gain of about 5.
Well, when they can push you 6 yards, you're most likely going to get a 1st down.
And Betts is mobile himself. He had 6 rushing touchdowns and 200 yards a year ago. He can do that even without that tush push, but here he does it with some help of his teammates.
Did the NFL rule on that?
They are allowing it to stay. They're going to table it until next offseason.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It seems kind of silly to take out a football play just because one team does it better than everybody else.
That's exactly right.
But their worry is player safety, and so far not enough data there. Oh, here comes the pass rush. Betts in trouble. Can he outrun him? 5 guys in the backfield converge on the quarterback. Leading the charge for Mount Vernon is Zach Spalding. And call him Sack Spalding.
Look at them. Got back up on his feet. If you're
that nearly was an embarrassing play.
Yeah, if you're home and you're a young man or a young lady playing, see where he gets back up on his feet, and he didn't stop on the play.
And he allowed his teammates to come and help him, and the quarterback had no choice but to sit down. If he just gave up there, maybe it's a deep play, maybe he just chucks it out of bounds, but because he stayed with it, certainly led to that sack, and it will go on his sheet because he stayed with it. That is Spalding, who rushes the passer right here. Can he get another stop? It's the backup running back, and Stoltz gets just shy of the line. So it'll be a 3rd down and very long here, about 26 yards. We've seen a couple times the Grizzly Cubs seeing the pressure come in early and try to run back and outrun them. It worked the first time with Tonti, the running back, but here it kind of backfires. I think if you're Chris Call, you're going to tell him, just get rid of the ball. Go down. Sure, you lose 6 yards. That's a lot better than losing 15. An empty set here for the Grizzly Cubs. Betts looks to throw, as you can imagine, and he does so. The frozen rope is dropped. Andrew Wirtz can't haul it in, and he's kicking himself, walking back to the sideline.
Nice defense by Mount Vernon, too. So now we're at 4th down.
And the punt team comes out. Again, your punter is also the quarterback, and Grayson Betts was the full-time punter last year. And I think it's safe to assume he's not going to send the fake like we had talked about the previous time. Both of his punts has been in long situations. Off the right foot of Betts. We'll see what the field position here can look like. The unfortunate bounce.
That's a Mount Vernon bounce right there.
They're getting the home cooking here at Dellen Field. Hancock Health Stadium. This is in Fortville. The second home game in a row for Mount Vernon. Of course, dropping last week against a tough 6A squad in Noblesville. We'll see what this offense can do, Coach. A pair of 3-and-outs to start the game. Not what the doctor ordered, but similar to last week. Only 7-0 here into the second quarter. It was the same score heading into the break. A week ago against Noblesville, they ended up falling 21-6. But if you can get a score here, put together something, it's going to look a lot better heading into that locker room. Here's the first play of this drive. And with a little bit of life is the running back in Prevet, but he only gains a couple of yards. The offense hurrying back up to the line of scrimmage. After a gain of 5, Prevet stays in at running back. Clapping his hands together is the quarterback, and he'll keep it himself. Meyer with some space before he is wrapped up and pulled out of bounds. That is Logan Tucholsky making the play from his linebacker position. He'll set up a 3rd down and short. 2 consecutive 3-and-outs to start this game. Here's a 3rd and 2. Can they prevent another one? Certainly a lot more manageable than their previous few 3rd downs. Meyer out of the gun. Prevet is running back. 3 wide receivers. He'll hand it off to Prevet, who picks up the first down today for the Marauders. Brought down by Kellen Failure. Also in there, the big man Blake Smythe. We've talked about him plenty. Oh, they're going to mark him just short, will they? No, they'll move the chains.
Yeah,
That
okay.
certainly would have been eyebrow raising, but instead he does. He picks up enough for a 1st and 10. Again, the first one today by the home team. Vince Leidy, the head coach in his 5th year. A nice 31-17 record. Here's the quarterback frantically running, and he has some room. 2 consecutive chain movers for the offense. And that's Mason Meyer scooting there.
I think that was just a quarterback draw, don't you think, Nathan?
Yeah, and it was well executed. The defense went back thinking it would be a throw, kind of getting set in the secondary, and that allowed him just to take off running like the wind. We talked about it, Keith. He's an exceptional athlete. Meyer also returns kicks for this squad and plays defense. You don't see that very often in 4A.
He's everywhere.
And he's trying to get this offense set. Here's the handoff.
Again.
No, the quarterback keeper. Can he do it again? Meyer picks up about 7 yards there. He has looked great this drive. Brought down eventually by Kelvin English from the secondary.
This has been a nice little drive for the Marauders. Wait, 2nd and 1?
Nearly picking up 3 consecutive 1st downs. Prevents the running back. If I were a betting man, I think he's probably getting the ball here. Good thing I'm not. Here's the throw down the field. He's got a guy open. It is caught. Oh, no, it is just dropped. Mason Anderson was streaking down the sideline. He thought he had it, and then it fell out at the last second.
I think he had the ball until he hit the ground.
Now 3rd down and 1. Now you would think they run the ball with Brevet. I like taking the shot there on second down and 1.
I think you have to just to make sure everybody knows that you have that opportunity to have that ball.
Have not seen Meyer go deep very often today. Only 90 yards passing a week ago, completed just over half of his passes. Again, no touchdowns. Didn't throw a pick either, but he fumbled the ball. The offense as a whole gave it up a few times. The call comes in. The offensive coordinators, Toby Jacobs, Austin Lacey. The timeout the timeout comes before the delay of game. So, a couple minutes into this one, we'll see if Mount Vernon can threaten nearing the red zone on IndianaSRN.
At Risk Work, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
Meyer needs just 1 yard to lead this offense to another first down. He'll do it out of the shotgun. He'll do it himself, tucking it, and brought down. Oh, this is going to be close. It looks like he got enough. Boy, this is going to be a close call, Coach Myers. He's short. Just back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, he had the speed and a little bit of space, but again, tripped up from behind. That was an impressive stop by the Franklin Grizzly Cubs.
4th down.
What do you do here? 4th and short.
Well, you tell everybody to stay on side and you call a no play. Hard huddle here. Hard snap count. Who did it? Thank you. It's free. Well, that's not going to happen.
Speechless.
Okay, there you go.
Out of the gun, you only need a yard. You run the same play, and I don't know if he got it.
I don't think he got it.
4 Grizzly Cubs converged, making the stop there was Logan Tulhowski, who's been everywhere. Blake Smythe in as well. This is close. They're going to discuss this one. They might even have to measure it. They will. They're going to measure this one.
I don't think he got it. Ben,
No.
You think he got it? Ben thinks he's got it. You got it?
I don't think he got it there, Coach.
Justin, did he get it?
And I'm wondering, you fail on that same play on 3rd and short. You just try it again.
If you don't get it, the momentum is really, really for Franklin here.
Because Mount Vernon started to move the chains well. They started to get their offense going.
Okay. Our camera guy says by an inch.
Well, he's got the best view above the press box.
And no one's going to see it because all the officials are in the way.
Great camera work, though. Oh, that's short. That is absolutely short. We can't tell, though, like you said.
He's short. He's short an inch.
By a note card. It's going to be Franklin ball after the turnover on downs. What do you think of that play call?
Oh, well, it's the right call. You just got to block your man downfield.
Wow. So now we'll see this Grizzly Cub offense come out again. After executing an 80-yard scoring drive in just 4 plays, 2 minutes to start the game, it's been a handful of punts since then. We'll see if Franklin can do something on offense after a big momentum shift thanks to that defensive line. This D-line has looked great today.
Yep. Well, we're waiting for a football from the Franklin sideline.
The good news is for this Mount Vernon defense, the offense finally got moving, which means this group of 11 players just was able to take a nice breather, able to get their bearings together, aside from the ones that obviously play on offense as well. But
here's the tough thing,
first
too.
big break.
Mount Vernon's out of timeouts here.
Yeah.
So Franklin has they're all 3 timeouts with 6 minutes. I mean, they could do a long drive here.
Here's the handoff to Tonti. And he is
Nice.
blown up from behind. What a play by the safety, Caleb Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley did a nice job. Stayed at home.
Back just barely to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. It'll go just barely for a tackle for loss. Man, that was beautiful by Ashley. 12 tackles in 4 games last year. Mop-up duty. Now one of the senior leaders on this defense. The running back stays in as Tonti. He'll get the handoff here on the read option. He's got some green grass. Tonti takes off running like the wind. Steps out of bounds after a gain of about 20. 23 yards officially for Corey Tonti, his 2nd rush of his many. Now they're going to say he stepped out well short of that. Still plenty to move the chains, but Tonti has not had a lot of friends there with the Zebras today. He keeps getting told he steps out a lot sooner than he probably thinks. First down and 10, nonetheless, in enemy territory. Here's the offense of the Grizzly Cubs. The quarterback keeper, he's got some room to run, and Betts takes off. A nice gain of about 6 yards.
Carmel up 17-0 over Westfield.
The number 2 ranked team in the class. Wow. How about the job Kevin Wright's doing?
The crazy thing is they're not even ranked in our top 5.
That might have to change. Our Indiana SRN poll will give you those numbers at halftime. Before that, look at this stiff arm. Man, plenty of help from the Marauders. Brings Tonti down for a loss, but he just caught a body before that. He loses a few yards, but certainly not for the lack of trying. And Tonti, a great wrestler, according to Coach Chris Call. He shows it off there a little bit. Wouldn't want to be lining up against that guy.
Hard to take him down.
5'10", 190 pounds. And now it's a 3rd down and 7. A huge opportunity here for the Mount Vernon defense. Standing out of the shotgun one of the rare times tonight. Betts will keep it himself. Can he get stopped? He will. He'll gain just 4 yards. He needed 7, and now a decision from the 40-yard line. You need 3 yards. You probably go for it.
Yes, you got to go for it. You got the momentum. They have no timeouts left. You've stopped them defensively every single possession.
And you've had success running the ball. Would not be surprised if Betts keeps it himself here. Again, didn't get a lot of carries a week ago against Southport. It's because they were ahead the entire game. Now you got to work for it. Can he earn it? They do it out of the shotgun here. Needing 3 yards on 4th down. It's the sweep. Bowker's looked great. He has some blockers. He is stopped from behind. Boy, he is going to be just shy. I don't think he picked that up.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
First down.
He does. Man, that is... I don't know. I'm surprised they moved the chains so quickly. That one is just barely enough. But it will be. 1st down and 10. How about the resolve from Bowker? I'm surprised they moved the chains so quickly, Coach.
The last time they took a look at it, I think they could have took a look at it this. Because the line of game is where they got it. So.
Yeah. A tight formation here. They will run the ball with Tonti. One cut, brought down. Boy, this defensive front for the Marauders has looked pretty good.
I'm impressed with Mount Vernon's defense.
Yeah. They've done a great job gang tackling too, right? Everybody getting to the ball. It's not just one guy. It's been 3 or 4 Marauders at a time. You know, this entire team, according to head coach Vince Leidy, built on speed and aggression. He says they have to be the fastest team on the field every week, and they certainly have shown that, at least on defense. Here's some speed. The quarterback keeper outruns 3 guys in the backfield, and he takes off, moving the chains by himself. Boy, if he was in the backfield for another half second, he would have been into the dirt.
They're going to call him inbounds.
I don't think that Franklin minds that. Let the clock keep running. They pause it to reset the chains, and now it runs, just like the rule in college. That changing, was it last year that they made the rule change?
Yes, except the last 2 minutes.
We're nearing that mark here in the first half. 7-0, the offense with the lead, and boys, some speed shown by Corey Tonti. He'll get 6.
Well, right now, the Mount Vernon defense got to be exhausted. Being on the field, I would think at least 70% of the first half, don't you think?
Yeah, and this is the 9th play of the drive, so to your point, these plays starting to really rack up. 2nd and short, certainly an advantageous position for the offense. We'll see what Lance Mayfield, the coordinator for the Grizzly Cubs, can call up here. Get things reset. The clock now runs. And it's Betts out of the pistol. Tonti a couple steps behind him. That's where the ball goes. On the counter, he is brought down. Again, a trio of Marauders get in there. Prevent out there as well with Jack Van Winkle. Van Winkle, who was, as a junior, pretty good contributor on this defense. 30 tackles, had a fumble recovery. We are inside of the 2-minute mark. Third and short, 4 down territory for the Grizzly Cubs. Quarterback keeper again. Betts lowers his shoulder. He gets about half of it. It'll be 4th down again. And now's probably a good time to call a timeout if you're head coach Chris Call. I don't think he will.
I think you've run this ball again.
With the success they've seen, why not?
And you have your time. I like the idea that you're running this clock because you still have, you got plenty of timeouts.
If you fail, then the clock is a lot lower. And to your point, you can just show that urgency inside of the final 60 seconds of the half. Up by 7, 4th down and 2. Here's Franklin's offense. Stoltz gets it. He is brought down from behind. Making the play there for the Marauders, Braden Robinson. A big play. And now one last chance for the Marauders.
You need to star that play because that could have been 14.
Look at this.
This could be 14-0. That's an excellent play.
Everybody quickly into the backfield. That was impressive. And now you give this offense one last chance before you hit the locker room.
What you don't want to do here is a turnover.
Turnover on downs last time out. We'll start this one from the 21-yard line. Sweeping out is going to be a tough throw across his body with pressure. He will chuck it out of bounds. Fortunately, getting it past the line of scrimmage, so not grounding, and we'll try this again on 2nd down. That's close, though. You probably want to heave that a little bit farther just so there's no doubt.
I would be almost satisfied going in at halftime 7-0.
Exactly what happened last week for Mount Vernon at this same field against Noblesville, 7-0 at halftime. Then they lost, so you certainly want to try to put something together here. But with 45 seconds, to your point, 7-0 is a win with how this offense started for the Grizzly Cubs. That's Crew Hampton with his first catch today. He'll gain a couple of yards, and I think you're right. I think they're just going to let this one roll out. Maybe give it one more deep shot, but they're not using too much urgency. All 3 timeouts they spent within 14 minutes of this ball game. It's 3rd medium. Probably taking a deep shot here. Now they'll just run the ball, concede, head to the locker room, see what you can do in half number 2. 7-0, a cagey affair. After Franklin scored 2 minutes in, it's been nothing since. Punts and turnovers on downs. It's been a fun one. We'll see how the second half goes. It's Indiana SRN, Nathaniel Finch, Keith Myers. We've got the halftime show coming up next. We'll recap what we just saw. We'll preview what is coming up, give you also a look around Central Indiana high school football. That is all next on Indiana SRN.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
We've hit halftime in Fortville. Mount Vernon trails Franklin at home, 7-0. This is the Indiana SRN halftime show. This segment brought to you by the Laborers International Union of North America. You've heard of them. LIUNA. We are the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. We are LIUNA. I'm Nathaniel Finch. The coach, Keith Myers, sits to my right. And, Coach, it was an interesting first half. A lot of fun. It was a quick score for Franklin. Only took them 2 minutes and 4 plays, 80 yards to score. And then back and forth. It was very fun. It was very tight. Defensive battle since then. 7-0 at the break. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think, again, it comes down to the defense. And we talked about it in our pregame show that both defenses can probably stop each other. I was impressed with the quick score that Franklin made. And then it just seems like Mount Vernon regrouped on the sidelines, knew what they had to do, and has did a nice job. You got to be happy. If you're Mount Vernon, you got to be happy only being down 7-0 because you haven't had the ball on your side of the field much at all this first half.
This is the same score that Mount Vernon saw heading into the halftime break a week ago. It ended up being a 21-6 loss against Noblesville, of course. 6A Noblesville head coach Vince Leidy said after the game, body for body, we just don't have what they have. But he said it was an unbelievable effort. So you kind of throw that one out the window when you play a team as big and powerful as Noblesville. Now you've got a chance a little bit better. You like your chances against Franklin Community. This is the 8th time these two teams have played. Franklin leads the series just 4-3. It always goes back and forth. Last year was the Grizzly Cubs with a 1-point win, and it is certainly another cagey affair. Another close one today. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be. The second half should be very good, and we'll see what happens here in the first half. You know, both teams will regroup, and I'm sure that both coaches, veterans at this game, has something up their sleeve for sure.
The opening 2 minutes certainly went Franklin's way. A quick score. It only took 4 plays, 80 yards. We had a 55-yard catch and run from Cole Bowker. 1 play later, a 20-yard touchdown rush by the starting running back Corey Tonti. And that was the only score today. After that, a 3-and-out. 2 consecutive 3-and-outs, I should say, for Mount Vernon. 2 consecutive punts for Franklin. And a turnover on downs forced by each defense. That's how we got to the score of 7-0. We've got plenty more for you in this pregame show. Nathaniel Finch, Keith Myers. Stick with us. It is Indiana SRN.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort, fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
There you see the Mount Vernon Marauder Band. We're going to let you listen to them for a few minutes. You're listening and watching IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. The Marauder Marching Band will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the SRN polls for this week.
Round 3, 2, 1.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school.
It's that simple. Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Welcome back to halftime. It's the Aspen Creek halftime show. Keith Myers, Nathaniel Fitch, thanks to Ben Wood, doing the 1 and 2s, and the myth, the legend, Justin Griffin's on the camera. Let's look at tonight's polls. First off, 6A, Brownsburg, who is leading Cathedral 22-0 at halftime, is number 1. Center Grove 2, Westfield 3, Crown Point 4, and Lawrence North number 5. Westfield is losing to Carmel. This is going to be kind of scrambled, I got a feeling,
yeah, I'd say
Monday
so.
or Tuesday. 5A, New Powell, Cathedral, Maryville, East Central, and Bloomington South. In 3A, Chittard, Heritage Hills, Mishawaka, East Noble, and Indianapolis Roncalli. Indianapolis Roncalli is down at halftime against Franklin Central. In 3A, Evansville Memorial, Gibson Southern, Mississinawa, Evansville Mater Dei, and Cascade. I really think that Cascade Ball Club is going to be really good at the end of the year. They will make some noise. In 2A, Adams Central number 1, Indianapolis Lutheran 2, Browntown Central number 3, LaPel, who is dominating tonight, and Linton Stockton number 5. And in the 1A, Providence number 1, South Putnam 2, North Decatur 3, Carroll of Florida number 4, and Madison Grat number 5. Any surprising things you see in this poll?
Well, certainly it's going to be the absence of Carmel through 2 weeks. I think that's going to change. I think it's safe to say that will change. Carmel, the start to the season, they blew out a great Fishers team a week ago, and now they're leading Westfield. That's a team with Kyle Wright back at the helm. That's a team to watch in 6A. Excited to see what they are able to do.
Yeah, I could see Carmel jump to maybe 5 or even maybe in the top 3.
You want to hear some other scores from around Central Indiana?
Central Indiana scores.
Well, let's start with Penn Heights, currently leading Guerin Catholic 20-0 at the halftime break. Western over North Montgomery 23-0, so a similar one there. How about New Palestine? You talked about them. 21-6 leading Decatur Central, first year in 6A. Just lost your quarterback for the regular season, so New Pal with the lead there.
That Decatur Central ball club is a really good ball club, but with their quarterback getting hurt, they have to find someone to fill that hole.
Well, the game here is 7-0. Franklin with the lead over Mount Vernon. Well, Franklin Central leads Roncalli 15-6 after 2 quarters of play. Indian Creek 15, Greenwood 10. That also at half. Bloomington South leading Martinsville 21-7. Northview over Speedway 28-0 is that score. How about this one? Lawrence North and Fishers. That's going to be a great game in the second quarter. It's the Tigers with a 14-6 lead over the Wildcats, so keep an eye on that score as we go. Here's another one. Avon, I think they're going to be a good football team this year, leading Ben Davis 14-7. in that second quarter.
Ben Davis has finally scored for the year, in the year.
That's right, after losing, was it 8-0 against Cathedral a week ago. Whiteland leads Floyd Central 21-14. Bishop Chatard 28-0 over Hanover Central. Boy, they are going to be a great team this year, as they always are. How about this? Homestead and Noblesville at KG1 6-3. It is Homestead with the lead there at home. Crown Point leading Pike 7-0 is that score, which is pretty impressive that Pike driving all the way up there and keeping it close.
Yeah, you notice that teams are now traveling up to the region, and the regions are coming down here. I know Fort Wayne Carroll came down last week, Pike going up there. I like that balance of what these ADs are doing now.
Danville and Cascade tied at 7 points apiece that early in that one. Brownsburg blowing out Cathedral 22-0. Last updated that score in the first quarter. So how about that? Cathedral, that's typically a close game right now. Brownsburg just running away with it. They look great, the number one team on our poll, as you mentioned.
I'll tell you what, that Brownsburg team is going to make a lot of noise, and they have a very tough schedule. Their conference schedule is brutal. Staying healthy could be the right thing for them.
That's all the scores I have for you right now. We still have plenty more to get to in this Aspen Creek Grill halftime show. It's IndianaSRN. We'll preview and give you some keys to the second half. That's next. Franklin with the early lead over Mount Vernon. Half number 2 coming up shortly on IndianaSRN.
Egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Halftime show, Aspen Creek Grill. Don't forget, there's 2 locations, Greenwood and Noblesville. We'll be down in Greenwood next week because we'll be looking at our college preview for the HCAC. 12 games on the network for you on Saturdays. And our first game starts next Saturday. You got DePaul and Rose-Hulman at 7 o'clock next Saturday night. And at 1:30, you and our crew are heading down to Franklin as they play Northern Ohio. Great action for HCAC, and it's always good volleyball, real good basketball, but really good football as well.
Yeah, great in every sport, right? That's the fun thing about the HCAC is there's so much parity. Sure, you can pick who you think the number one team's going to be, who you think is going to win that conference. Yeah, good luck, because it is always just throwing a dart with how much parity there is, especially in these smaller conferences across college football. It should be a fun one, and we're going to preview the entire slate that we have this season, everything coming up in the HCAC. That'll be Aspen Creek Grill, like you mentioned, Thursday night, 6:30. You can come see us in Greenwood, or you can watch here on IndianaSRN.
Yeah, and if you're a Grizzly, you should come down.
Because it's going to be a
great
Franklin-heavy show.
And Mike Leonard is back at helm. I talked to him today and said, okay, are you going to run the ball or throw the ball? He goes, I'm not going to tell you till tomorrow. And then I said, well, we're not talking tomorrow.
I like that.
Well, I guess it's too late to talk to you now.
Oh.
But Mike Leonard's been there before, has come back. It will be a lot of fun. Hey, don't forget, next week, Greenfield Central is playing at home against Mount Vernon, and Perry Meridian hosts Franklin. But we got another half left. What do you expect here, your Aspen Creek Keys for the second half?
Well, I did not expect the score we have now. Certainly coming into the game, it was in the realm of possibilities. But when you saw 2 minutes in and Franklin was just moving the ball left and right all the way down the field, you thought this was going to be a runaway, that this offense would just take over the game. But this Marauder defense really buckled up, and it was just a defensive affair the entire first half. It was a lot of fun for you and I to watch, and I'm very excited to see how the second half goes. You think one of these offenses will have to break through. I'd like to see a fun second half, another close one, and maybe Mount Vernon can find its first points of the season. Well, I beg your pardon. They did score late. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
The starting Marauders, the starting offense here, finding its first points.
And if you want more scores, there's a guy that will do more scores and more coaches' interviews than anybody in the whole entire state of Indiana. That's Bob Lovell. Catch him on a local radio station near you here in Indianapolis. I think it's called The Fan. That will have that for you. His show starts about 9:30. Hopefully we're on our way home, and Nathaniel will be previewing our game then.
Yeah, 9:30 to midnight on Network Indiana. About 40 affiliates from South Bend down to Evansville. Here in Indianapolis, of course, it'll be on The Fan, 93.5, 107.5 The Fan. It'll also be on 93 WIBC starting at 11 o'clock. But, yeah, 9:30 to midnight, you're going to hear about all the games across the entire state. I helped Coach Lovell send about 300 emails today to all the coaches with a reminder to call in. We had about 25 of them call in last week, and, of course, plenty of media members as well. It's always a fun show, and you'll just get everything you need to know about high school football across the state.
Well, I got bumped from somebody. I was calling in a little late, and I got bumped.
Yeah, you heard my voice there for the next few minutes,
yes,
didn't you?
Yeah.
Coach said, well, do I bring on the Coach Keith Myers or do I bring on Nathaniel Finch? I think he chose right. What do you think?
Let's look at the second half.
7-0 Franklin with the lead. It'll kick off to Mount Vernon. Let's get this one started. 24 minutes of good football ahead of us at Mount Vernon of Fortville. And a great return to start. The best return of the day for the Marauders. And how about that? A nice little run up by one of the upmen, Levi Brown. Might we see some excitement here all the way out to the 38-yard line.
Levi, just a junior.
So we'll see this Marauder offense out onto the field after a lackluster first half. You can see that by the score. They had 2 3-and-outs. They had a turnover on downs, and then they ended the first half with the ball as well. So you are 0 for 4 right there when you have the ball in your hands. Certainly want to move the ball a little bit better, but we saw a lot more promise in the second quarter. Couldn't punch it in, but they were able to move the ball. So we'll start this one here. Mount Vernon at home, the sun now setting. See what the offense can do. Looking to throw early. The pass rush comes. They throw it with a man open downfield. It's the running back, Pavette, and he catches it. The longest play of the day for the Marauders, already into enemy territory at the 30-yard line. That's more offense than we saw basically the entire first half,
Yeah,
Coach.
Look at this. Blitz. Too late. Boy, that ball was up in the air a long, long time.
And you see those two linebackers for Franklin kind of got lost in the shuffle, bumped into each other, weren't sure of their assignment, and allowed the running back of all players to sneak into that secondary. We'll see if they can keep it going now from the 30-yard line. Another catch and run. Oh, blown up right away. What a play by Kelvin English. Helping him out, the linebacker Leo Beard. It was a 32-yard gain before that. Again, by far the longest play on offense for Mount Vernon today. They didn't have a lot of that last week as well, only scoring 6 points against Noblesville. Second and medium. Out of the gun is Mason Meyer, the quarterback. An underwhelming start to the year, but he can run the ball, and he does so here. We'll get about half of what he needs, but a flag comes in.
I think you might have a hold here. Looks like he's going to call face mask.
Seen that twice today. Yeah, that's what the call is going to be. So you pick up a freebie.
Oh, it's a personal foul one, too.
15 yards tacked on to the end of that one. This one could be half the distance.
Yes.
That's big. Not only the offense looks good coming out of the gate, but now you get this little bit of help by the defense. And Franklin has been called with a handful of penalties today that have swayed drives for sure.
I don't know what the delay is.
I think it's the 6th time you've said that today. Is that right? Well, at least the amount of times you've thought of it. As now they move the chains into the red zone. For the first time today, the Marauders, can they capitalize from the 11-yard line? Meyer will stand in there at quarterback. Now certainly plenty of time to think about what this offense will call here. The co-offensive coordinators, Toby Jacobs, Austin Lacey. Here's Meyer, standing like he's going to run the ball. No, he won't. He'll hand it off. Pavette with some blockers, makes the cut, and he'll get about halfway toward pay dirt. Second down and short. You don't need to score. You can pick up a first down here inside the 1. They get about half of what they needed. Pavette, of course, making that catch and run to put them in this position. I'm sure he'd like to see the end zone for the first time this year. For the first time of his career.
They're not covering the wide receiver on the far side.
Quarterback keeper with some guys right there. He'll be brought down, but making a great effort. So it's English to put him down. Maybe a little bit of English by the quarterback, Meyer, to dive his way up inside the 5. Be third down, and you can get a first down at the 1-yard line. So 3rd and 3. How about this offense and the way they've looked coming out of the gate? You think that Coach Leidy had some good words for these guys at halftime?
I think so.
In Fortville, Indiana, Hancock Health Stadium. And the home team trying to tie this one up. Out of the gun is Meyer. 3 receivers. He'll hand this one off. Pavette makes the cut. And boy, he could have been brought back for a big loss. Instead, he'll get back near that original line of scrimmage. This will be 4th down and about 3 yards. This is a huge play here for the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. We've seen the defense win in most of these situations.
Yeah, I would go student body left here.
Look at the way this offense is set up. What in the world do we have here?
This is flag football.
3 offensive linemen alone to the left, 3 to the right, and we'll have a timeout called. Boy, my goodness, Vince Leidy, the bag of tricks. But he's going to stop and think this one over. How about that? We'll talk about this one in a matter of moments. 7-0 Franklin for now on IndianaSRN.
Say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Franklin leads by a touchdown early second half, but Mount Vernon threatening here. It is 4th down and 3. Looking to throw wide open corner of the end zone, and the first touchdown by the Mount Vernon starting offense this season. And we're an extra point away from a tie ball game. Look at this tight end just leaking out. It is James Battie with his first touchdown of his career for the Marauders, and just like that,
we're tied.
This looks like a carbon copy of...
almost tied.
We'll wait and see how this PAT goes. The place kicker is Caden Bargo. His holder, Caleb Ashley, and Lucas Keespay is going to be doing the long snapping. This looks like a carbon copy of the first half. Took just 3 minutes to score. They do.
Oh, my.
Tied up 7-7. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a ball game. We'll talk about that one next on IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Just like the start of the ball game, Franklin went down and scored the opening touchdown in just a couple of minutes. Well, Mount Vernon does the same thing coming out of the halftime locker room, and we are tied. This could be an exciting finish to this one as we, early on in this second half, after Mount Vernon quickly marched down the field, 62 yards in 8 plays, and the 5-yard touchdown reception by the backup tight end, James Battie. Let's see what Franklin can do now. Running this one back like the wind, and a big thump from the Marauders. Making the stop on special teams, Ryan Rogers. But a good return nevertheless, near the 35-yard line.
Not a bad job for the sophomore.
And now we'll get a first look in the second half of this Grizzly Cub offense. A tale of, I'd say, 2 different faces in the first half. You saw that gangbusters start where they marched down the field, 4 plays, 80 yards, and a touchdown. And then not much after that, a handful of punts and a turnover on downs. I wonder which version of the Grizzly Cubs we're going to see here. And it's a team that scored 38 points last week.
Yeah, and they're way off their pace there.
Out of the pistol, here's a quick throw to start. Letting the blitz come in, here comes the screen. A nice catch and run there by the slot receiver, Braden Bonesteel. And he gets a nice gain there, nearing a first down. They'll be about a yard shy. Certainly you like the start for Grayson Betts and the offense coming out of the locker room. Taking advantage of the heavy pressure the Marauders have brought all day. Out of the pistol with a tighter formation here. It's a run look, and they will. And Tonti cuts it upfield and will be brought down from behind. A nice play by the Marauders and the linebacker, Evan Prevet. So they gave him a first down. I didn't realize that. So that will be a first down gain of 3 yards, and it'll be second down and medium. That certainly looked like it was short. They gave it to him, gave him the benefit of the doubt. Now we'll see what this offense can do on a second down and long, nearing midfield already. Betts hands it off. Here comes the run blitz, and it gets home, diving and making the stop for the Marauders.
Well, I really thought that Franklin was in motion, and he had the flag out, and then he put it back in his pocket.
It's the safety, Caleb Ashley, who came in like a bullet to make the stop. A loss of 3, a 3rd and 10.
Wow, that's a great play for Mount Vernon.
Can the defense make one more stop? All the momentum on the side of the home team. We'll see what Franklin's O can do. 3rd and 10. Out of a deep pistol look. Thought he got a defender to bounce off sides. Robinson stayed on. Here comes the pressure. Down for a sack. Prevet gets home. But boy, Betts does not give up. Prevet gets help. And they'll say Kyle Astrike helps bring him down. Him and Zach Spalding, who has now his 2nd sack. And look at this. This defensive line just punishing the Franklin offense.
Looks like we got knee-to-knee contact there. Player hobbles off, so it's good shape. And now you got a flag.
No idea what is going on here. I'm not sure if anybody does. Boy, is this a big call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Franklin. 15 yards.
Somebody said something that the Whitecap did not like, and that is another big-time penalty from Franklin.
Wow.
Now instead of a 4th and 10 punt, it's going to be a 4th and 25. And Betts, the punter, will be standing way back around his own 15-yard line. And this really changes things. This punt could give the Marauders the ball near midfield. Betts, who doubles as the punter, will kick it away here. Does so, a high one. Will be fair caught. Right at the 37-yard lines where the drive will start for the Marauders after successfully forcing that 3-and-out.
Halfway through the third quarter, thank you very much for listening to Indiana and watching IndianaSRN. If you would like to see more games on the network, all you have to do is contact me, Coach, at IndianaSRN.org. Load of games for you all year long. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
And it's brought to you by Officially Human, the mission to restore respect for game officials, recognizing them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part. Practice good sportsmanship. No officials, no game. Now the Marauders with a chance to take the lead. Coming out looking like a completely different team to start the second half. Throwing it again. Down the field again and open again. Wow, this offense has come alive in half number 2. Crew Hampton with his second catch today, and it's a big one.
Where was this in the first half? He has plenty of time to throw the ball, and they're just busted play there by the defense.
And the junior quarterback lets it fly, connecting with his sophomore receiver. A couple of big-time gains to start each drive for the Marauders. They scored last time out. Can they do it again, knocking on the door of the red zone? The offense shifts around. Prevette moves. He's now standing to the left of Meyer, who looks to throw again. Boy, he's in trouble. He's going to tuck it and run it. He had brought down there, coming in like a missile, and making the stop was Leo Beard. All that for a loss of 1.
And you saw the frustration there of him bouncing the ball off the turf. Young man.
Comes the third play of the drive. Again, already well into Grizzly Cup territory. And you know who had a great start to the game we haven't heard from in a while? How about Blake Smythe, the big number 5 right there in the middle of the field? He will be playing for the Indiana Hoosiers next year, and he needs to find a way to make a bigger impact here in half number 2. Quickly looking to throw, and there, how about that?
There we go.
Just on command, Smythe gets his hand up and knocks it to the dirt.
This has got to be 4 down territory.
Especially with the way that this offense has looked, the momentum, you've got the crowd on your side. Why not? Already halfway through the third quarter, and it's a quarter that is brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry, your independent agent, proudly representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call Pat Cherry today, 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow. Or maybe Monday. It's a weekend.
Yeah, it won't be Monday. He's off. He's playing golf.
Labor Day, you're right. Look at this, 3rd down and long, chucking it downfield, and it's picked off. The pressure gets home. The defense makes him pay. It is an interception.
That's a junior mistake right there.
Just his second year as the starting quarterback. Look at this. 3 guys into the backfield, and he just chucks it up. How about Isaiah Stoltz making that interception? Second turnover of his career. And his first interception, man. Now the offense, certainly 95 yards of green ahead of him, but that's a lot better than down on the scoreboard with 80 yards of green.
Both teams now have turnovers.
And it's the first interception of the season for Mason Meyer. Did turn the ball over a couple times on the ground last week.
Oh, didn't get anything.
Yeah, just the handoff up the middle doesn't go anywhere. The quarterback keeper. Betts is the great pitcher on this baseball team. Made it all the way to semi-state last week, so you know he has the arm, and he really showed that off last week, but today he's been getting it done on the ground.
He can hum the ball. We saw him a couple of times last year. Very good ball player.
Last week alone against Southport in the big 38-0 statement win. He was 10 of 12 through the air, so he's efficient. Over 100 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, which represents a career high for this young man. The senior in his second year starting for the Grizzly Cubs. Now after the gain of 1, he's got a 2nd down and long. Backed up near his own end zone, he'll run it himself again, and why not? Getting a nice gain there, about 2 yards shy of the 1st down marker. And again, we go back to this defense. The Grizzly Cubs, they don't force a ton of turnovers. In fact, they didn't at all last week. And we see here they're able to make a big one as this offense looked to go down the field. Third down and 2. The offense needs to pick this one up. You're not going to go for it on 4th inside of your own 15. Here's the quarterback keeper for the 3rd straight time, and it's a chain mover. Betts getting it done on the ground once again. A tough runner at the quarterback position.
4:05 to play in the third quarter. Quick third quarter here.
Now, Coach, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to talk about how fast we're moving.
Okay.
You and I both got done.
I'll take that back.
A little bit after 10 o'clock last week. This can certainly flip on its head, especially in a close game like this. Here's the sweep. Bowker off to the races. He is spun down from behind. He gains 7 yards. And making the play there for the Marauders is Zach Spalding, who has been everywhere at his linebacker position, but a flag. This one's coming back, it looks like. At least that's what this offense trying to point the other way, of course. I don't know, is this going to be against the defense, actually? It's a good time to tell you about Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else if you're looking for fresh, amazing food? Servers who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. Coach, you ate there last night. They have a location in Noblesville. They have a location in Greenwood. We love Aspen Creek Grill. Here's the call. And it will go against the offense, moving them back. So just when you get another nice gain of 7 yards, it's another penalty. We've seen that a lot from Franklin. So now we'll see. You move them back 10 yards, and this offense just can't catch a break. Good news is it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it's only going to be 1st down and 13.
Did you hear the sound effect when they marked the penalty off?
I didn't.
It was a truck backing up.
Ah, how about that?
I like it.
I haven't heard that one before. I like that. Of course, we love the folks here at Mount Vernon. Dallin Field, Hancock Health Stadium in Fortville. We get the pleasure of hosting 2 games to start this season. Of course, Noblesville last week and the Grizzly Cubs this week. And what has so far been an absolute blast of a football game.
Okay, so they got the 1st down, then they marked the penalty off. Now it's 1st and 14. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the holding occurred
after the play?
Or at the tail end of it. Out of the pistol, faking the handoff, throwing it downfield. The laser wide open. Off to the races with one guy to beat. It is Bowker again, and he will be in for a touchdown. My goodness, an 87-yard catch and run. Wow, look at this.
Where'd he comes out of the backfield. No, he didn't. Oh, he was wide open.
Yeah, just simply busted coverage by this secondary. And just like that, flipped on its head is this ball game.
Wow.
How about Bowker? Did not play a snap last year. At least he didn't record any statistics. And the junior wide receiver already has his 4th touchdown of the season. And right there, a new career high in just one catch.
And now we got a late flag.
Here's the call.
Got an onside sideline interference. That's a warning. Next time it will be a 15-yard penalty.
Here comes the PAT, a chance to go ahead 14-7. A kicker for the Grizzly Cubs, Abram Moore. Hit his PAT earlier. Here's his second opportunity today. Up and in between the uprights, 14-7. The Grizzly Cubs strike an 87-yard catch and run by Cole Bowker. What do the Marauders have in store? Find out next on IndianaSRN.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys, look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the...
Some offensive fireworks on a Friday night to start half number 2. Both teams have found pay dirt. That one, an 87-yard catch and run. The connection from Grayson Betts to his wide receiver Cole Bowker, who now has his 4th touchdown of the season. Here's the kickoff return for Mount Vernon. It's the quarterback here who is sandwiched Mason Meyer. Not often in 4A you see your quarterback returning kicks. You got to be careful there, man. He just took a big shot, loses his helmet, and now he has to catch his breath and go play and lead this offense.
Well, now, because he lost his helmet,
does he have to come off for a play?
He has to come off with a play.
You wonder if he can sneak into the huddle and wonder if nobody saw that. And he will, so we'll see if he gets stopped. But right now the young man is going to walk his way back out there. It's a good time to tell you, if you want to become an IndianaSRN sponsor, here's how you can do it. You can support local high school and college athletics across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of loyal viewers each week. Here's how you do it. You contact the guy sitting to my right, Coach at IndianaSRN. Keith Myers will happily talk to you for further information. Down on the scoreboard after a quick strike from Franklin. This one is blown dead quickly. Be a violation on the offense, a false start, moving back 5 yards. And the clock needs to stop. Need our camera guy, Justin Griffiths, to holler there at this team up in the press box. Stop the clock. Of course, our fantastic camera guy, Ben Wood, is our great director. And the coach, Keith Myers, sitting to my right. I'm Nathaniel Finch, IndianaSRN, and what has been a fantastic game to this point. We're just going to keep letting that clock roll down. We'll try this again on 1st and 15. Prevette gets the handoff, swallowed up immediately. And it is Adil Toe who has a sack and now a tackle for loss. Second and 15 for this offense. An interception last time out. Really moved the ball well down the field as an interception that occurred at the 5-yard line near the end zone. You hate to see that if you are a Marauder fan. Here, the pocket collapses and the sack comes home. Guess who? The IU commit, Blake Smythe. And a handful of other Grizzly Cubs help him out.
He's got about 6 solo tackles.
Man, he has looked good. He had 10 last week. This is his second sack. Pass defense. I mean, he does. You see why Kurt Signetti recruited this guy.
Shoot, he doesn't have to live on campus. He can just live at home.
That's right.
only got a half an
Short
hour.
drive.
What, a half an hour, 45-minute drive? IU opens up tomorrow.
Old Dominion. That one, I believe, 2:30 down at Memorial Stadium.
I'm sure Ben Wood will be at that game.
You see the big man, number 5, who just had that sack, and he's the free rusher, and he nearly gets in on that. The pass somehow completed. The ball is out. Should be down by contact. And it was Caleb Ashley who made the catch. Boy, just barely. And Colin Owens, the corner, brings him down. And now a 3 and out, and here comes the punt team.
Coming after it. Coming after it.
Here comes the punt. It is successful. John Duncan, the punter, and oh, here comes the return. Here comes a big return. Kelvin English with some English on that run. One final play before we head to the quarter break, and it'll be the offense of the Grizzly Cubs coming out after a 4-play, 87-yard, or rather 95-yard touchdown drive. The 87-yard catch and run from Cole Bowker to put the capital on that one. And now a chance to go ahead by a couple of scores heading into the fourth quarter. Great field position, the best today for the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, I think if you score here, Mount Vernon will have to work pretty hard.
Grayson Betts returns to lead this offense. His running back stands a few yards behind him in the pistol formation, Corey Tonti. With a great opportunity here near the end of the third quarter. Here's the pitch. First time we've seen this play. Tonti takes off running with a big stiff arm. He is off and running. Still in bounds. One guy to beat, and he does it. A 38-yard touchdown run. A 2-score lead end of the third quarter. My goodness, this kid can run.
Watch
His
this.
second touchdown today.
Missed tackle there.
That's a body he just caught.
Wow. Does he have some upper body strength?
And Corey Tonti, 2 touchdowns a year ago in total. 2 touchdowns today. Went over 100 yards on the ground last week. He's nearing that mark today, and the PAT successful. 21-7, Franklin with the lead on IndianaSRN.
It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
How about the last 2 plays for Franklin? An 87-yard catch and run by Cole Bowker, a 39-yard rushing touchdown just 1 play from scrimmage later. This offense is humming. Here's Mount Vernon down on the scoreboard, needing a big return. Prevett tries to give it to him, gets it out to the 34-yard line. That is certainly a good start, but now you really need to work hard. 5 seconds remain in the third quarter. You're down 2 scores. You need to put something here together, because this offense for Franklin has certainly woken up.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the 2 play calls here for Franklin early, late here in the third quarter.
One final play here before we switch field position. Mount Vernon at home needing some points against a stout 5A Franklin squad. Here's the quick throw on the hitch. It is complete. Oh, no, he says he dropped it,
wow.
man. That one was close, and it is an incomplete pass for the Marauders. Mason Anderson now has dropped a couple of them.
Ball's right there.
So I lied to you. It is not the final play. This one, I promise, will be
sure?
the final play of quarter number 3.
Are you sure?
I am sure. I'm positive.
Okay. You want to bet your house on it?
We'll be. I just bought a house, so I at least have one to bet on it. Are we going to trade? Can I move into your palatial estate tomorrow if we get another play here?
Sure, no problem.
Here it is, the final one of the third quarter. Clock ticks to 0. Here's the throw. Down the sideline, intercepted! It is English. Now on the run, the punt returner. And he makes a big-time catch, lowers his shoulder, and all the momentum on the side of the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. Take a look at this one. Just another errant throw, and the secondary making him pay. English off to the races. To the fourth quarter we go on IndianaSRN.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen, skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive, floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
How about this effort from the Franklin Grizzly Cubs? This one got tied up at the start of the third with a Mount Vernon long drive, 7-7, and then it's been all Franklin since then. Up by a couple of scores and now threatening to go up again. Identical starting field position as their last time out, and oh yeah, that was a 39-yard touchdown run from Tonti. We'll see here as this drive starts. Grayson Betts in at quarterback. He has been all day. A new set here with these two running backs. Hands it off. Stoltz making a move. Rather, Tonti lowering his shoulder. And he goes for 10 yards. That's a nice run.
He has ran the ball really well. Got
Yes,
9.
So he nears the century mark on the day. Of course, 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. After not finding the end zone last week. They'll call it a gain of 9, so you're a yard shy. The offense nearing that red zone. And it's a new look. We haven't seen these two backs in the backfield yet today. 2 wide receiver set. Chris Call's offense will run the ball a lot this fourth quarter, I'll tell you that. Here's another handoff. A shifty move to pick up the first down and more. Tonti still on his feet. Boy, can he score again? Out at the 10-yard line. It has been all Corey Tonti these last few drives.
Looked like they had him stop for maybe at the first down. Reverse his fields and score. Gets the first down. Which, here's the hole. Here's where I think they got him right there, and he just ran right out of it.
Pretty shifty for the 200-pound running back.
That upper body strength, you see that you could spin like that, that's
the
impressive.
offense trying to catch the defense off sides. They do. Here's a free play. And he scores a touchdown. The third one of the day for Corey Tonti. The defense caught off guard. The offense making them pay. Take a look at this. 2 guys still on the field. It was a free play regardless of the result. But why not make them pay? Tonti punches it in for the 3rd time the day.
The trifecta.
He has scored touchdowns on 2 of the last 3 plays for the Grizzly Cubs. A game that was 7-7 not too long ago. All of a sudden, a big-time deficit for Mount Vernon. You see the procedural call there. It's a touchdown. And the PAT unit out. We mentioned just a few short drives ago how Franklin was well off their pace of the 38 points they scored a week ago, but now they're back on track.
Yeah.
And it is a Mount Vernon defense that looks so stout for the majority of that first half, and we've just seen them put in tough positions, a pair of interceptions and a couple of punts here as well this half from the offense. Certainly does not help your defense. Moore comes out looking to go 4 for 4 on the day on these PATs. And this one is no good as it gets blocked. So 27-7. How about this beast of the Grizzly Cubs waking up on Indiana SRN?
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
How about this offense for Franklin waking up out of nowhere? Scoreless for a good chunk of this one after that opening touchdown. A lot of punts, some turnovers on downs, and now all of a sudden 3 straight scoring drives, and they've been quick, long scoring drives.
Now if you're Mount Vernon, you have to score almost every possession if you get the ball back after you possibly score here.
This would be a good start here. The quarterback / kick returner Mason Meyer goes for it, and he'll get to the 30-yard line before being dragged out by his horse collar. And there, this is going to be an extra 15 yards tacked on. You see the flag come in late. Making the stop for the Grizzly Cubs was Caleb Roderick. That's either a late hit, maybe unnecessarily dragging him down, or they're going to call it he pulled him down from his horse collar. Looks like a late hit out of bounds, they say. So, you tack on an extra 15 from that. That will certainly help as you're going to start near midfield. And Mount Vernon needs every break it can get after interceptions on 2 of the last 3 drives and a 3-and-out sandwiched in between that.
You're exactly right. Good field position here.
Five yards shy of midfield. The man who just sustained that hit, the kick returner, and now the quarterback, Mason Meyer. 1,500 total yards as a sophomore last year, 18 total touchdowns, and here he goes to lead this offense. A quick strike, and it is batted down. Making a great play there for the Grizzly Cubs, the free rusher, Kingston Four. A big-time contributor last year as the pass rush, 3.5 sacks. Today he hasn't got a sack yet, but he knocks that one down. It's 2nd down and 10. Mount Vernon, boy, it looked like they were going to run away with this one after a quick scoring drive coming out of the halftime break. Looked like a completely different team, but just struggles from Meyer, the quarterback, since then. Here he goes, throwing this one on the run, and it is incomplete.
Oh.
Sustaining a big hit, too,
Nice
at the
hit.
end of that one. The Marauders' James Batee, who scored the touchdown pass earlier. A 20-point lead for the Grizzly Cubs. Mount Vernon needing to dig into that quickly, but a pair of incomplete passes here Gonna need a good gain here on 3rd down and 10. You know, as soon as Franklin gets that ball, they will run it and run the clock off because Chris Call loves to run the ball. This is an offense a year ago. Averaged 30 rushing attempts a game, double what they threw. So he wants to run the ball now with the lead. He can do that all he wants. 3rd down and 10, and the pressure comes. Multiple guys in the backfield throwing it deep downfield. It's caught. He gets a foot in bounds, and he picks up the first into enemy territory. What a catch by Caleb Ashley, and an even better throw by the junior Meyer. Look at this.
Oh, he gets that 1 foot in.
Barely.
Barely gets that foot in.
Goodness. Colin Owens, the DB, almost knocked him out of bounds. So it could have been 4th down and a mile and a half. Instead, it's 1st down and 10, and you're in enemy territory. A big break and a great play. Prevent stands to the right of Meyer, the quarterback. He'll hand it off. And here goes Prevett, wrapped up right away by the IU commit, Blake Smythe. That'll be a tackle for loss. Yet another one. Smythe had 13 of those last year. He had 3 of them last week, and he gets another one here.
He's been everywhere.
You can see why he will be playing on Saturdays. It's not often that you see an IU commit not playing 6A football. But here, I mean, absolutely, the All-State defensive tackle, you could just tell he's the best player on the field. He's the Micah Parsons of this defense. Traded to the Packers yesterday, the big news in the NFL. Here's a quick hitch and a beautiful catch. That'll work. The first one today for Mason Anderson. He's seen a couple slip through his hands. He makes sure to hold on to that one. It's a gain of 7. So now we'll get this one a 3rd down and 3. Needing to move quick. The clock is going to continue to tick. You're going to have to find a way to get some stops and some scores in a hurry. A game that was 7-7 just about 5 game minutes ago. Here's the spread offense. Quarterback keeper, and he's wrapped up and ripped down. Kelvin English makes another great play. It'll be 4th down and long. English has been everywhere. Fourth down and 8. Boy, a big situation here for Mount Vernon. I know there's still a lot of time left, but if you can't pick this up,
yeah, this is a big play here.
Spelling doom at home. Meyer out of the shotgun with a 3-receiver set. Immediately runs backwards. Oh, he's in trouble. 3 Grizzly Cubs. He throws it away. And now the offense for Franklin takes over. Another turnover on downs. And the Grizzly Cubs can punch this ball, keep it on the ground, and run the clock at least a good chunk of it out.
Yep.
After picking up a promising chunk play, converting a couple of good throws and catches, man, the offense just stalls. This defense has really come alive. And it's a lot easier to rush the passer when you have a 20-point lead. They show it there.
Well, they knew exactly what you're going to do. You got to move the ball. You got to throw the ball down the field. So here we go.
Chris Call, the 11-year coach at Tri-West. He was an assistant for years before that. Now he's been with the Grizzly Cubs for 9 years. But he's looking for his first winning season in 3 seasons. Going up 2-0 on the year will certainly help with that. They did so last year before dropping their next 5. They hope that that's not the case in the Mid-State Conference. Keeping the ball on the ground, you're going to see that a lot, but it's a loss. The defense does its job.
Franklin will play Perry Meridian next week at Perry Meridian, and Mount Vernon goes to Greenfield Central. Start of the conference play for Mount Vernon next week.
In the Hoosier Heritage Conference, Mount Vernon is 4-6 a season ago, and now in danger of dropping to 0-2. Not what the doctor ordered. After a loss of 2, this offense just trying to run as much time off the clock. They will wait until there's just a couple of seconds left on that play clock. Out of the pistol, the second play of the drive. Another handoff and another stout stop, ripping him down from behind, needing help, but he does, and it is Prevett leading the charge.
Good job. I tell you what, their defense gave up 27 points, but not bad here.
And you can't blame them for a couple of those drives where they've given up points because sudden change.
One-play drives.
Exactly.
Yep.
These are quick drives. You know, the defense has just been on its heels with the offense, a pair of interceptions, some turnovers on downs. It just has not worked very well for this Marauder offense. The defense has played admirably given those circumstances.
And they've played almost the whole entire game.
Yeah, they've a lot of time of possession here for the Grizzly Cubs. So now it's 3rd down and long. Probably a short pass, maybe get it into space, but you want to keep the ball on the ground. The quarterback keeper, with some space. Can he pick up the first down? He lowers that right shoulder. Knocked out of bounds by Zach Spalding. A generous spot, but he's nowhere near the line to gain.
They gave him the 48-yard line.
That is a very generous spot. Now you're going to punt the ball, trying to pin the Marauders back way deep. Boy, if it's me, I'm almost just trying to run it on 4th down. This is where you keep an eye out for maybe a fake, because your punter also is a great passer of the football. It is the starting quarterback, Grayson Betts, doubles as the starting punter. But you've got this lead. Just let your defense do its thing and punt it away, I'm sure. Barking orders is Betts, the senior. Here comes the boot. We'll see if he can pin his team back deep. Can he get the good roll? It goes into the end zone. And a flag after that because Austin Green just ran over Prevett. He's going to apologize, but the referee doesn't care.
I don't know what the penalty would be.
Is that just unnecessary roughness? Does it fall under that general umbrella? So a drive that should start at the 20, but now the penalty will add some extra yards on top of that. And boy, the defense certainly did its job there, forcing the 3 and out.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. So now the ball will be at the 20, and then they mark half the distance to be at the 10, correct?
It should be going the other way. So instead of being at the 20, it'll be at the 35, right?
That's correct.
I was going to say the referee just signaled wrong.
So now the Marauder offense, just like we said 2 minutes ago, all the urgency in the world. Take a look at this.
Here's the punt. He did not signal for a fair catch. This is a live ball.
I don't know if that's grounds to knock a guy on his back, though, when he's turned around. I think that's just simply an unnecessary play. Here we're quickly in motion, throwing on the run, and nearly making a catch, but he cannot. It is incomplete. The intended Marauder target was James Battie. And another flag, a pair of them. This is a good time to remind you of Officially Human, the mission to restore respect for game officials, recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part. Practice good sportsmanship. No officials, no game. Also a good time to remind you that today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Well, it'll be offsetting penalties, so we'll just try this play over again, and it should be 1st down and 10. And indeed will be. 1st down and 10 here. We'll try this again. After the incomplete pass, the Marauders with another stab at it. Same play. This time a better result. Ashley gets the catch. He runs. A 1st down and more past midfield. Still on his feet. Finally sandwiched down by Stoltz. But a great play there. That is what was needed. A 20-yard gain.
Little momentum here.
needing to quickly move down the field. Back up to the line. As soon as this ball gets placed and set, the offense is going to snap it. You have a lot of ground to make up in just under 6 minutes. The officials will talk this one over. And now we're ready to go. Meyer, after completing the last pass, will throw it again. Same play and a similar result. This time it's the tight end, Battie, to make the catch and run. Not enough for a first down, but close. It'll be a gain of 6. Again, as soon as given permission, this offense will snap the ball. Receivers flip positions, and here we go. 2nd down and 5. Low snap, quick handoff. Prevent off to the races. You need to get out of bounds there. He does. Now the offense will be ready to quickly snap this one again, but a first down inside the 30. You wonder if this will be a little too late type of situation, Coach.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to start the clock. Ooh.
Out of the gun. Meyer faking the handoff. This time he'll run it himself. Can he get the first down to stop the clock momentarily? He does. He's still rolling to the 12-yard line. Clock pauses. The offense hurries up. At least we'll need to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. You got to continue to preserve this time. Already a minute has ticked off the clock since the drive started. And certainly the offense now ready to go. In the red zone. From the 12-yard line, another set of first down. Shotgun Mason Meyer. Handing it off. Prevent. Patient, now stopped. He is stuffed. Making good play is Kellen Failure. This one brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer today? Call 317-686-6239. Down by 20. 4.5 minutes to go. Here's the offense of the Marauders after being stuffed for no gain. Quarterback keeper again. Brought down from behind, knocked to the deck. And that's Logan Tolhowski with a couple of tackles for loss today. And Meyer rattled, slow to get up. He's taken some big-time hits today. He's been tough. But this one's going to hurt.
So right now, if you're Franklin, hold him a couple more plays here. You got to go all 4 here. 15 to gain.
The clock continues, as I quote Chris Berman, to tick, 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 tick. Out of the gun. Needing a score, this player next.
Not bad.
Throwing this to the corner of the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Touchdown Marauders. Crew Hampton with his first score of the season. Could there be life at home for Mount Vernon?
Onside kick coming.
Gonna need to.
Look at this. Look at this throw. Right where it's supposed to go, right between 2 defenders. Oh, my goodness. Nice throw, nice catch.
The second touchdown pass of the day and of the season for Mason Meyer. And the first touchdown of the career of Crew Hampton, the sophomore. Congratulations to that young man. This is the drive that took about 2.5 minutes, though. You need these to be quick drives, like you said, hinging on an offensive or an onside kick or two. Here's the PAT. It is blocked. That just made things a lot harder as well. 27-13 the score for now on IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Well, we got a good one going.
Mount Vernon scores, needing a couple more of those. We'll see an onside kick attempt here. At home, can they get something going? We'll find out. This one brought to you by LifeWise Academy. Programs supporting educators and communities as we see this one. Oh, an onside kick that just continues to roll, and it'll be a free kick out of bounds. Certainly not what you drew up there. The kicker, Caden Bargo. So LifeWise Academy brings biblical values back into the classroom. You can call today 614-367-5767. You're sure Mount Vernon's just going to call at least these 3 timeouts. Last time out, it was a 3-and-out that this Marauder defense forced. It's been a good stretch at times for Mount Vernon on defense. They have something there. They just not able to put it together for a full game. We saw them hold Noblesville to just 7 points in the first half, and then you lose 21-6. And here, holding Franklin to just 7 points, but they've seen now 3 scores the last handful of drives for the Grizzly Cubs. Quarterback keeper, ball stays on the ground. It'll be a gain of about 4 for Betts, the tough runner. And how about the defense here of Franklin? They've been impressive today. It's a unit that head coach Chris Call believes can give us a chance to win games. A combination of good experience and rising young players has us excited. That quote from head coach Chris Call, now in his 9th year at Franklin after 11 at Tri-West. Won a state title as a player, or I beg your pardon, as a coach at Tri-West. Got close a couple times as a player, but never could.
38-37 with 1:05 in the third quarter for Cecina.
Some good games on our network, IndianaSRN. We'll tell you more about that after this rush. Tonti continues to run the ball well. Now a late flag. So we have 3 games on our network. Obviously, this one is shaped up to be a fun one. Franklin with the lead over Mount Vernon. You just heard the score there at Roncalli High School, where Heritage Christian and Cecina duke it out, a close one.
And we have a 14-7 Triton Central
another
lead
good
over
one.
Hamilton Heights.
This one will move the offense back. Stops the clock, and then we'll move the offense back. It is everything Mount Vernon could ask for, a holding on what was 2nd down and 5.
I stand corrected. Triton Central 28, Hamilton Heights 13 with 8 minutes to play in the 4th.
Sounds a lot like this game. And how about the way that this is set up now for Franklin moving forward? You go 2-0 last year, and then you lose 5 straight. I don't think this is a unit that will do that. Betts has shown he can really play good quarterback as the dual threat, and he just has better weapons this year. Heading to Perry Meridian to start mid-state conference action next week. Then you host Whiteland. You're at Martinsville. Those are all winnable games. Here's the offense again, keeping the ball on the ground. Tonti, you got to stay in bounds, young man. He picks up the first, but goes out of bounds, so the clock will stop for a few moments.
I'm sure the coach will tell him, son, we have the lead.
He does a good job picking up the first down and going over the century mark on the day on the ground. He has run the ball well, now over 100 yards for the 2nd straight week. Picked up a career-high 110 yards last week, but he didn't find pay dirt. That is something he has done twice. Make that 3 times today. And, of course, the clock stays put until they run another play, but you can run some more time. Now it is a 1st down and 10. Near midfield, Mount Vernon still all 3 timeouts in its pocket. Betts hands it off. Tonti with a quick move. He's shifty, and he gains about a yard before being brought down from behind by the Marauder defensive tackle, Braden Robinson.
Second and 9, is that correct? 2nd and 9.
And now the clock will roll. It's everything you want if you are a Franklin fan. And for the Marauders, you go and fall to 0-2 on the season, assuming you can't pull this one off, and that's not a good spot to be. But the good news is it's high school football. You can go 0-9 in the regular season and still have a shot to do whatever you want in the postseason.
You bet.
So now that you enter conference play, you've played two very tough teams, as we see Tonti with the handoff again. Noblesville in 6A, now Franklin in 5A. You're playing up, which is a great thing in the non-conference, and we'll see if they can use this experience, a couple of tough games. They see if they can continue to build here. It is a young team. You return only the quarterback on offense. Everyone else is new.
The other thing, you've had some players that still are not playing yet that, hopefully you get healthy in the next couple of weeks, because I think they could be pretty good coming down at the end of the year.
Here's the handoff. Tonti again. Can he stay in bounds? He does. It'll set up a 4th down and 2 past midfield. And now the clock will stop. It is a timeout called by Vince Leidy. We'll step aside as well. It is IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
IndianaSRN, Franklin the big lead, 62 seconds remain. I'm Nathaniel Finch with the coach, Keith Myers. Brought to you by Morales Group Staffing in business to create a better future for you, your family, and the community we share. Whether you're looking for the right career or the perfect candidate, they're here to help. Call today, 317-472-7600.
I have a question. I want to listen to scores. Can I listen somewhere to find scores tonight?
You can hear every single score from around the state, roughly 162. That's not a rough number. That's an exact number. 162 games across the state. As we get the quarterback keeper on 4th down and 2. Can he pick it up? Franklin trying to end the game here, and he does. It's the quarterback keeper, Grayson Betts. So you can figure out the score and the story for 162 games tonight. Network Indiana's Indiana Sports Talk. The legendary coach Bob Lovell in his 32nd year hosting that show. You will hear from about 20 to 30 head coaches tonight. Plenty of media members. One of us will give him a call as well. We'll see who he decides to put on the air between you and me, Coach, because last week it was an arm wrestle.
That's right.
So you can hear how this game went. Of course, we'll tell you here in a matter of moments in the post-game show as well. You can hear how all the games went across the state. Lane and Coons will give you the scoreboard updates, and you'll hear Coach Lovell from 9:30 Eastern, which starts in 6 minutes, until midnight Eastern, your Network Indiana radio affiliate. This one is over. Victory formation in the win for Franklin. 2-0 on the season, knocking the home team, the Marauders, down to 0-2. It was a tight game for the most of it, and then Franklin just took off like a bottle rocket in the 4th quarter and jumps out to the lead, hangs on late, 27-13, your final score. That was an exciting game.
Next week, more games for you. Cannot wait to check that out. Check everything out and keep us informed as you'll have the Seymour and Columbus East. That's a nice little rival. Also next week, Roncalli Chittard.
Also another good one.
A good one. And then
Look
Cathedral
at you, Coach.
and St. X.
Look at the games you're putting on our network. And that's not it, though. We have some Saturday games as well, the start of HCAC action. How about Rose-Hulman and DePaul? And then one that you and I will be there for, Franklin and Ohio Northern. You've got a nice little slate. Look at your booking skills there. I love this. Got some great games.
been word on our 1 and 2s today. Justin Griffin's on our camera. And, of course, we want to thank both athletic directors and the coaches for being involved.
Yeah, also a thank you for Greg Smith and Jerry Collins. They, with the production assistants before the game, got us on air. It was a fun one today. 27-13 is your final score. It was a win for Franklin on the road against Mount Vernon. A big thank you to our entire crew at IndianaSRN. A big thank you to you for watching today. A big slate next week. A couple more games still ongoing on our network. Check it out, IndianaSRN.org. However you watch this game, you've got 2 more good ones about to wrap up as well. This was a fun one tonight. Franklin got out to the early lead, and then they hung on with a 14-point win. Nathaniel Finch and Keith Myers, and we say so long on IndianaSRN.